3 mistakes that are wasting your time at the gym. You know that feeling when you hit the gym, do everything you think you're supposed to, but then you look in the mirror and nothing's really changed. A month goes by, 2, half a year, still no visible transformation. And you just start to wonder, maybe it's you, maybe you're just not trying hard enough, or maybe you just weren't born with the right genetics. And you're partially right. Chances are you are making a few critical mistakes that are slowly draining your time and energy without you even realizing it. The problem usually comes down to 3 things that almost everyone gets wrong during their workout without even knowing. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through each one of them. Because if you take this seriously and start applying them, your progress will take off like a rocket. So if you ever felt like you've been wasting your time, stay with me, because this might finally show you exactly what needs to change. First, you are not doing what actually builds. This is one of the biggest and most deceptive mistakes most people make, because it doesn't always show up at first. You think that if you are moving, you must be progressing. But not all movement builds equally, and especially not toward a specific goal. And you know why? Because it matters what you do. Most people don't stop because they are lazy, okay, maybe a little, but because they are choosing the wrong exercises. They go for ones that look cool, are trending, or feel easy, but they don't bring real adaptation. Or at least not for the goal you're aiming at. It's like trying to build a house but using the wrong kind of mortar between the bricks because it's easier to apply. Then a bit of wind comes along and the whole thing falls apart. In the beginning, I tried everything that looked flashy. TikTok challenges, Instagram tips, you name it. I call these bakery window exercises. They look great, they impress people, they boost your coordination, but there's a catch. They don't bring the results where you actually want them. That's why it's important to learn the difference between goal-oriented exercises and the ones that just look good. If your goal is building muscle, you will need a different kind of exercise than if you are trying to perfect a combo movement for aesthetic. Both have their place, but only if you know why you're doing them. Your body doesn't adapt based on how you felt during a workout. It adapts based on the mechanical load it experienced and the quality of the load. Which brings us to the key point. Muscle growth and strength development are built on progressive overload. That means planned, targeted, and repeatable stress your body can recover from and exceed. So if you're constantly throwing in new exercises just because they seem fun, or you're doing isolated moves with an unstable core, it's like skipping the foundation entirely. And here comes the second equally important issue. If you keep trying new exercises in every workout just because they all look cool, or some fitness influencer claim it's the holy grail, you will lose all reference points. You won't be able to track how you are progressing. Progressive overload, the engine of real development, only works if you repeat the same movement again and again with better form, better technique, which only happens if you give yourself the chance and gradually more resistance or control. Let's say 1 week you do 8 push-ups. Instead of going for 9 the next week or making the movement harder, you switch to something completely different, like a flashy move on an unstable surface. Just like that, your progression curve disappears. You've got nothing to compare yourself to. No reference, no measurable growth. Progression only happens if you have a stable exercise base that you improve on over multiple cycles. That's the foundation of real growth. That's why I always start with the fundamentals. Compound multi-joint movements that activate the most muscle groups at once demand full control and seriously challenge your nervous system. This includes bodyweight exercises too, because there's no machine assist you there. You have to stabilize, control, and execute everything yourself, which means they build far deeper neuromuscular connections. And I'm not saying this because it's some kind of personal obsession. I'm saying it because I've lived it, just like many others. And because this is what actually works. If you want real change, you can't just do what everyone else is doing. You have to do what actually works. There's no way around that in the long run. Okay, by now you already know. Your body won't respond properly to random exercises and an inconsistent structure. But there's another mistake that silently stalls your progress. It's not loud, it's not flashy. It just quietly holds you back. Because the real question isn't whether you're doing things right, it's whether you're doing the thing you've been avoiding. Let's get mistake number 2. And this is where a lot of people will recognize themselves. You are not progressing because you only do what you like and not what you actually need. In other words, you are avoiding your weaknesses. This isn't about not training enough. It's not about lacking the will to improve. It's about one thing you keep avoiding over and over again. The things you are bad at, the ones that don't come easy. That's exactly why you are not making real progress, because by default you always go back to what already feels comfortable. You do what gives you that quick hit of success, where you don't feel clumsy, where you get praise. You do what you like to do. My dance teacher used to tell me all the time, Adam, don't keep practicing what you already know. Practice what you don't. And he was absolutely right. In practice, this usually plays out like this. Guys focus mainly on upper body training. Women, pretty much the exact opposite. For men, it's the holy trinity. Chest, arms, shoulders. Because that's what you see in the mirror. That's what people compliment you on. It grows fast, it's more dominant. And let's be honest, leg day will always feel like more of a grind than a heavy chest pump. So legs, they get postponed. Tomorrow, then tomorrow again. But here's the thing, your legs aren't just another muscle group. They are the foundation, the base of the entire force transmission chain. If you don't have strong legs underneath you, it's like building a skyscraper on sand. Your posture becomes unstable, your balance goes off, your risk of injury skyrockets. And here's what most people don't realize. Training legs also impacts your upper body development. Why? Because training large muscle groups like the legs triggers a significant spike in growth hormone production during intense workouts, which positively affects your upper body too. So, if you're skipping leg day, you're biologically cutting yourself off from your full upper body growth potential. Now let's flip the script and jump over to the ladies, because here the opposite tends to happen. Every day is booty day. In other words, lower body overload, upper body neglect. It's that classic, I don't want bulky arms just around their fear. But this glute thigh hip dominated training approach can not only cause long-term imbalances, it can also lead to one of the most common postural problems out there, excessive lumbar lordosis. You've definitely seen it. It looks like someone just flying kicked the person in the lower back with both feet. And the worst part? A lot of women unknowingly emphasize this even more. The pelvis tilts forward, the lower back becomes overly arched, and the entire biomechanics of the spine fall apart. And why does this happen? Because upper body training, especially the back muscles like traps, rhomboids, and lats, is almost completely neglected, and the same goes for the deep core stabilizers, the transverse abdominis, the deep abs, the muscles that hold everything together from the inside out. The core can't provide proper support, the pelvis can't stay in a neutral position, and that leads to lower back pain, disc problems, and in some cases even spinal misalignment. So this isn't just an aesthetic issue, it's a functional one that directly affects your quality of life. A weak back, arms and shoulders will almost always lead to poor posture, neck pain, and dysfunctional movement patterns. That's why, girls, please understand this. Your upper body won't get bulky from a few pull-ups or push-ups. If you don't believe me, check out this video where we bust the most common fitness myths. Upper body strength gives you more stability in your core. You will handle physical stress better, and your overall physique will look more balanced. But if you keep avoiding it, over time your proportions will shift, and so will the way you see yourself in the mirror. Not just physically, but psychologically too. And that has a proven negative effect on body image and self-esteem. You won't feel good in your skin, not because you are not fit enough, but because something will feel off even if you can't put your finger on it. And that's exactly how the downward spiral begins, the one that's hard as hell to climb back from. Your body is a system, not a decoration. If you skip one part, it affects everything else. This is biomechanics, this is hormonal response, this is nervous system control, and one more thing, this is psychology. Because progress starts exactly where things get uncomfortable, where there's no feedback, where you feel clumsy, and that's exactly where the next level of your confidence is buried. Because when you face what you've been avoiding, suddenly you don't just get stronger, you become braver too. What happens when you actually face yourself? Your weak points turn into stability. Your posture changes. Not only will you look better, you feel better too. You will start seeing yourself differently in the mirror, not because the form is perfect, but because you know how hard you worked for it. Progress won't just be numbers, it will be something you feel, and you will gain the kind of confidence that will help you far beyond the gym. That's the difference between just working out and actually making progress, because there is no real change inside your comfort zone. But in confrontation, you will find everything you truly started this for. And now comes the most powerful point of all. If you've been paying attention so far, this is the one thing you don't want to miss, because it will completely change the way you approach your workout. And maybe now you understand why I created Final Form, because these mistakes, choosing the wrong exercises or always doing just what we like, are exactly the traps that steal years from your potential progress. Final Form is like a map. It won't let you drift off course. That's why I built structured, level-based training plans into the app based on the most effective exercises. They don't let you jump from one thing to another, and they won't let you stop at what feels easy or comfortable. They lead you step by step into the challenges you've been avoiding, because that's where the growth lives. There are programs for men, women, full body, upper body, and legs. You get a full nutrition system, recipes, a mindset section, training logs, and a community. All of it for less than the price of a single personal training session. Everything that took me years to learn, now in your pocket. No gym needed, no overthinking, no doing it alone, just one decision. Yours. Download the Final Form app from the App Store or Google Play and start training the way you always wanted to. Okay, so we already know that the problem often starts with the wrong exercise selection. Then there's the tendency to do what you like, not what you actually need. These are all physical mistakes. But now let's talk about something almost no one ever mentions. Something you take with you to every single workout, yet almost never train consciously. Your attention, your presence. Because this is what defines the quality of your entire workout. Not being present. Okay, picture this. You finally make it to the gym. Your music kicks in, you start your first few exercises, things are going okay. And then someone you know says hi. First it's just a 2-minute chat, but somehow it turns into 20. A message pops up on your phone, you check it. Next thing you know, you're scrolling Instagram, looking at 3 other buddies, feeling frustrated, checking your own pics, then taking a selfie. Meanwhile, time is passing, your body cools down, your muscles lose activation, your nervous system slows, and by the time you try to start your next set, but you're already gone mentally. This is the moment your workout turns into a social event, not focused progression, just casual drifting. And sure, you did something, but it's nowhere near what will actually make you grow. Your comfort zone doesn't protect you, it just delays the moment when you realize that nothing has really changed. Real progress doesn't start with what you do or how much, it starts with how you show up. Your workout isn't just physical, it's a mental practice too. It's that one part of your day when your full attention could be on your own growth, but that takes a conscious decision. This is your time, your music, your rhythm, and your focus. Don't waste it. And don't compromise. Don't bring the outside world into your workout. Don't let distraction rob you of the one space where it's finally just about you. People who truly grow don't just show up to work out. They show up to be present. In body, in thought, in intention. For me, it starts way before I even hit the gym. Not when I walk in, hours earlier. Mentally, I respect the time I give to myself because I know exactly how much energy it takes to truly grow, not just check off another routine. Sometimes I start getting in the zone by late morning. I know what's in the plan, I know what I expect from myself, and I know what mindset I need to be in to make it happen. My music is already lined up, not some random shuffle, but a targeted playlist I built myself. And yes, I add it to the Final Form app too, because it helps you lock in that state where you're fully there and fully on. When the session starts, I pop in my earbuds, cut the outside world with one move, and from that point on, it's just me. If someone comes over, I shake hands, but I don't stick around. I don't let them take the focus. And the crazy part, people feel that. They see this time is for me, and they stop trying to break that flow. But this space, it's up to you to create. Your environment won't respect your training if you don't. That's why I always say, real progress begins when you learn to be present for yourself. Let's sum it up. By now, you probably see the real problem isn't whether you're working out, it's how. If you've been picking exercises just because they are familiar or they look cool, you need to know that won't get you real results. You won't be able to track your progress and you won't move forward in a meaningful way. Build your own workout plan with intention and make sure it's built around progression. If you only ever train what you like and keep avoiding what's hard or uncomfortable, you're skipping exactly what you need most. That's why you're stuck. That's why there's no breakthrough. Face your weaknesses, that's where real progress begins. And if you are not focused during your workout, if you're on your phone, chatting, getting pulled into your surroundings, you are not really present. Create a routine with clear rules. Decide how you're going to train and stick to it. Because without presence, you won't put in the kind of effort what creates change. Your training is the one part of your day where it's only about you. Don't waste it. What are the habits you've been doing wrong? And what are you changing starting tomorrow? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And if this video just made you realize how much misinformation you've been fed about training, then check out my last one, where I expose the biggest lies of modern fitness industry keeps repeating and show you how to finally step out of that endless loop and start making real progress. If you liked the video, drop a like and hit subscribe, because every Sunday I'm back with new content to help you build your body and your life. See you next week, and remember, training is just the first step. The real change is you.